My video for September the 7th, 2018 is entitled Anastasia, Putin, Trump. Are you apt to get it? Someone from www.healinggemstones.com commented on my video a couple days ago, quote, I keep on being disappointed with your videos. I heard you mention Anastasia one time. One time! It's all caps, and so that's why I yelled. And while that is the most important thing to be talking about, the dream she set in motion, your personal velocity of thought, the solutions, you still in a very low state of consciousness, end quote. Frankly, this person is simply not informed. I've mentioned Anastasia in several videos over the years and given talks locally in which I cited those books by Vladimir Megra. I've also applauded some of the changes Vladimir Putin has made in Russia during the time those books became bestsellers in the former Soviet Union. Donald Trump continues to be an enigma to me. Most are not apt to understand the mystery that may be unfolding here on Earth. I'm still not sure I see it myself. Much mystery remains to be unraveled on this planet of lies. If I had supernatural ability as demonstrated by Anastasia, I would be working hard to shift things more quickly. I'm tired of delay after delay with false promises unkept and lack of positive change that can be confirmed. Yeah, I was quite surprised. Here's the 9 Anastasia books, and I've read them all, some of them several times, especially book 1. But portions of the other books too, I've read again and again, and they're very inspirational. I've talked about The Return of Anastasia by Dr. Leonid Sarkashkin. I'm not sure how to say that name. And when he gave his lecture in Australia, that's this man here, when he gave his lecture in Australia, he was introduced by the publisher of Nexus magazine, who said, if you only read one book in your life, I recommend that you read Anastasia. And he's talking about book 1. Okay. His father was a well-published author, and I believe he was as well. But he recommended Anastasia as the book to read. Now, Anastasia books have been labeled a fraud, and there's been all sorts of negative publicity about that when I looked online just before I began recording this video. I was looking up some things, and there are people saying that the whole thing is just ridiculous, it's a fraud. I don't believe it. I didn't believe it when I read the books. They were the most inspirational books I've ever read in my life. I ordered 5 of them when they were the only 5 that were available in English. One of them was back ordered. I got 4 of them. I read them in 4 days. Then I got the other 2. I read them in 2 days. That is, 5 and 6 came out together. Book 5 and 6 are the Book of Kin and Who Are We? We still don't know who we are. We still don't have all of our codons turned on. We still have been reactivated as human beings to be able to overcome the falsehoods that are so prevalent in this world. This is the planet of lies, as I indicated. We live on a planet that the leaders have not been known for telling the truth, and everything is underground. Everything has to be sort of kept in a mysterious form, and Donald Trump is, some say, is unraveling things and bringing things back to restoration of the Constitution that was originally proposed, especially the Bill of Rights. But there are others working to undermine the Bill of Rights and take away freedom of press, freedom of speech, freedom of religion. And the right to bear arms is very important, because that was supposed to be the way to keep the government out. But the government's trying to take away the right to bear arms. That is, the people that are aligned with Hillary and stuff. And again, Trump is a mystery to me. I don't know. And she says, I have a very low state of consciousness. Well, since they stole my house that never had a mortgage on it, I plummeted, and that's the truth. And I've had to re-examine a lot of things that I believed over the years of throughout my life. I've had to re-examine many, many things and question some of the things that I thought were absolutely factual truth. I had comments on one of my recent videos. Again, love is important, and the 10 Commandments. And I agreed with that. And then I realized that this was a Seventh-day Adventist saying that we're supposed to keep some days sacred. The seventh day is a sacred day. So a Seventh-day Adventist pushing another religion. Religion is not the answer. Religion means to bind. It does not mean to liberate. It means to enslave. Religion enslaves us. Spirituality sets us free, but spirituality is not about some deity in the sky. It's about us becoming who we are and having our codons turned back on and being re-empowered as Anastasia was re-empowered. When they came to arrest her, she says, I'm not going with you. And one of the soldiers drew his weapon and began firing at her. The first bullet grazed the side of her head and drew blood. But all of the rest of the bullets bounced off the shield that she put up. It didn't quite get up fast enough, but she just put her hands across like that and put a shield up so that the bullets hit the shield and bounced down. We live in a world of delusion and illusions. I'm sure that's true, but it's the real world that we have to deal with. That is, it's the world of manifestation. That's what I'm calling the real world that we have to deal with. This world has to be transformed. It's not about dying and going to some other place in the sky or wherever heaven is supposed to be. That's not it. We've been entrapped in a cycle of reincarnation, and Anastasia figured out how to get out of that cycle, and her son Volusia also demonstrated very significant abilities. I don't know what's happened in recent years since these books came out. Now it's been, 20 some years ago. And I'd love to have updates on that. I don't know that I'll ever get them, but I'd like to. And I think a lot of people would really be fascinated if we were brought up to date on where Anastasia is now and where Volusia is now. And did Anastasia give him a sister? I believe that was in the works at some time, but I don't know how things have come out because, again, I got bogged down with the theft of my house, with living for over a year with my son, who, though he loves me, is on a different page than I'm at. He has a different lifestyle than I do. And then I finally got into my own place, but much of my belongings, even some of the belongings that I had saved, had to be discarded and thrown in the trash. But I lost 2 tractor trailer loads of personal belongings when they stole my house. I mean, I'm in a low state of consciousness. Yes, I've had to deal with things that I never thought I'd have to deal with, and injustices that I found it hard to believe. And I've tried to liberate myself, but I stopped trying when they stole my house. I stopped fighting the system. It's not up to me, it's up to God. And hopefully Anastasia and others will be empowered to actually bring positive change to this world. And there are KINS domains springing up, as I understand it, all over the former Soviet Union. And Dr. Leonid, whatever his last name is one of the ones that has those KINS domains. And it's amazing what's going on. We haven't seen the final chapter yet. Hopefully, we'll be moving into a better realm of human experience. Thank you for listening, and namaste.